Hello, 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 hello. Sit and sip a while. I am that witch, Karina, here at the Witches Inn, ready to serve up some delicious and juicy tarot for the collective to see what is happening this new moon in Leo happening August 16th. I can't wait. Witches, folks, loves, magical beings. I don't know about you, but this summer has just been off the charts, portally, and just like completely unhinged. I am here for it, and I cannot wait to see where this new moon is truly leading us. So let's talk about it just a little bit. And please, first and foremost, please, if you are watching this live or if you are watching the replay, drop in the comments, say hi. I love connecting with you. I love talking with you, and I love sharing your experiences with you. So if you are not following me on Instagram, get your butts over to Instagram, give me a follow, drop in my DMs, chit chat with me. And if you want a personal reading, look in the description box below. I have readings starting at $22. That's right. And I have spots open for the new moon. So, usually, if you are needing that emergency tarot reading, I'm your gal. I can get it done. So, let me know how you're feeling this new moon down in the comments and let's go. Okay. So, Leo season, right? When you think about Leo, those beautiful, majestic lions, the daddies, hi, daddy of the zodiac. What do you think? Of course, you think of someone who's going to take care of you, who's going to nurture you, who's going to show you exactly the confidence you need in order to go out and do the things, right? What I love about Leo, though, is that, like, yes, they're a little bit showboaty. Yes, they have confidence. Yes, they do so many things. Like, as a Scorpio, I'm like, you exhaust me, Leo. But they also are really good masters of when to create the energy that they need. If we look at Leo, their representation is the lion. And the lion isn't walking around all day like searching the savannah, searching the jungle, wherever they leave. I believe it's live. I believe it's the savannah. They're chilling. They're taking their time. They're conserving things. They're hanging out with their family, their pride. And it's only when the time comes that they need to take care of business and create more members of the pride, or they need to move locations, or they need to catch some juicy prey in order to sustain life. Do they actually take that action and show off those skills? Other times they're just kind of like laying around, hanging about, and just showing up as their fancy selves. So, we can take some really important knowledge from Leo and be like, I don't have to be on all the time. I just have to be on my A game when I am on. And what's beautiful about the lion as well is their ability to persevere. Because with my limited baby knowledge about, the savannah, I definitely know they have a dry and a wet season. And these lions have lived thousands of years in this location and have been able to persevere and thrive in that type of atmosphere. So, if we take this knowledge, if we take this insight, we apply it to this portally like energy that is the summer, but more specifically, that Lionsgate portal that happened August 8th, all the way to that full moon in Pisces, I believe, August 31st, we are really in this place where it's like, okay, I don't necessarily have to change my location in order to become unstuck. What I do and what I can do is really take some time to evaluate where I actually am, where I'm putting my energy, where I'm placing my hard earned energy. We hear a lot in the mental health community, those spoons, where you're placing those spoons, and evaluate, does that feel worth it for me? Does that feel like a time, a place where I actually want to be? Or is it time to pull some of that energy back so that I can feel like I'm stepping out of survival mode and into thrival mode, right? Like it's a wet season here. We're getting juicy. We are stepping into the harvest seasons. So we want to act accordingly, right? What have we made possible in these last 8 months of our lives? Heck, maybe even the last year of our lives, that it's time to step back, look, and be like, all right, I've arrived. I am the king, the queen, the amazing magical being of my savannah, of my jungle, and I'm going to act accordingly. So, let me know in the comments what you have been working on, where you are so proud of yourself, because again, Leo season, it's all about that pride, right? Don't feel shame. Drop it down below, celebrate yourself, or send me a DM and celebrate. I'll celebrate you. If you're a little shy, but you want to give a little shout out to yourself, but you don't want the whole world to know, send me a DM, send me an email. I'll celebrate you. I'll clap. All right. So let's see where this new moon in Leo is illuminating our strength this season, this time of year, this August, what we can carry into this lunar season. Where is this new moon in Leo illuminating our strength? I got to go under 1 second. All right. I will leave that off. Oof. Right off the bat, Spirit's hitting us. So we have the Three of Swords, and this Knight of Cups. We're eliminating the strength of no longer living in survival mode, no longer being in, okay, first of all, I love when I kind of say the thing at the beginning of these readings, and then Spirit's like, let me back you up. This is this, right? And this is available for you, right? So it's like looking at where have I felt heartbreak over the last year? Where have I felt heartbreak in my life that maybe seems like a cycle that I keep walking into over and over and over again? Where am I ready to really let this go and be like, this is a lesson that I have learned. This is a lesson that I'm ready to emotionally move on from. I no longer have to worry about heartbreak. What I actually get to live in is that I have survived all that. And now I'm going to come into a place of thrival with all that. So your strength might actually appear to you as a weakness. And Spirit saying to you, how can you turn that around? How can you say, or how can you be in a place where, maybe 20 plus years of your life has been, turmoil, where now it's like, okay, I see my resilience, I see my strength, and I'm going to, instead of going, I can't believe that happened to me, be in a place of, wow, look how well I survived that. And where can I move into thrival with that? So let's go right into that. Where can we move into thrival within this emotional state of being, right? Like I said, this time of year seems really, really portally to us, and or to me at least, and the people that I'm talking to, it seems really portally for them too. So grief is going to come up, heartbreak is going to come up. But when we know, like, okay, I no longer have to sacrifice my heart for other people, I actually get to make hard decisions for me that I know might not benefit everyone, but move on. This is a great place. So the tower, again, where can you see your strength? How can you move on from this kind of like heartbreak? Allow these towers to crumble. Consciously step into what would be considered a dark night of the soul, consciously, where again, like I said, you are making those hard decisions, but you're not making them based on people pleasing anymore. You're making them based on the love and pride you have for yourself, going, no, I'm not expecting and I'm not accepting anything less in my life. An affirmation that I've been sharing with people is saying, I'm sure that I am going to make $100,000 this year, this month, this week. I'm sure that I am going to get this job. I am sure, right? Living in that, being in a place where, like, you're not just saying these words, but you're feeling them. And in order to do that, you need to allow old ways of being to crumble around you, to allow space for that mourning to happen. But knowing that it's like, I'm mourning like a place in time where it's like, it's not necessarily like I'm mourning because I'm sad it's leaving. I'm mourning and I'm offering forgiveness for ever accepting less in my life, right? I am not a little child anymore that has to do what other people say. I am a whole grown adult who is very, very capable of moving through my life and making hard decisions that might not be good for everyone, but you're sure as heck they're going to be good for me. Right. So, unfortunately, I am seeing like a little bit of turbulence, right, over this new moon. Some really hard decisions, but ultimately, I do feel like it's going to lead us into a better place. So, let's keep going. Let's see. Nostalgia, just kind of flipped out of the deck here. Yeah, revisit. Don't be afraid to step into and revisit some of this energy, some of this old ways of being for self. What were some coping mechanisms that you used to do? What is your heart really longing for? What is your inner child? What is your inner teenager? What is year ago you actually really longing for right now? Right? We just watched a movie the other day. I can't remember what it's called, but um Owen Wilson, Luke Wilson is in it. Owen Wilson, I believe. And it's like a Bob Ross type of parody. Um and at the end they say, like, whatever your heart aches for, like whatever the story that your heart continues to go back to, that's your masterpiece. And I love that. I love that, like, Leo is that heart. It is that, like, that pride, that place that, like, stubbornness lives. It's in our heart because our heart goes, but I've invested so much in other things. Who am I to create something different or actually go after what I want? You are everything. You are everything. At the end of the day, it is only you. It is only you and your spirit guides and your ancestors who are there having to pick up the pieces from how many times your heart has felt broken from picking maybe the safe bet. And like by no means am I saying like go out and quit your job and like do your thing. But also like if your deep desire within your heart is like I want to quit all the things. I want to take the little savings that I have. I want to buy a van and I want to travel around the world and I'll pick up the pieces as they fall. I would rather be living in that type of survival than trying to survive a life that I have no passion and drive for anymore, then babe, do it. What's stopping you? What fear is there, right? From this nostalgic point of view, too, this is huge around fear. This is passing down tradition, but it's also passing down a state of mind. It's also passing down innate fears through generations, right? What were you told as a child? What were you, what was the narrative said to you? Was stability like constantly thrown in your face? And so, and like told, like, we're not stable financially, maybe relationship wise, like all these things where you're being asked right now, like literally all these cards, you're being asked right now to go out and find what actually stable means to you. This new moon in Leo, like it's illuminating this heart self that's like, hey, on the side, the appearance might be stability, but on the inside, I'm going crazy. I'm breaking my own heart. My emotions don't feel like they have really any place to do. Let that crumble. I love that the Tower card has come out here. So many times when I sit with folks, it's like, should I do this? Right? When I sit with them for a clarity call, should I do this? And the cards mimic exactly what they want to do and where they want to go. So it's saying, like, Spirit saying, babe, I got you. I got you. I'm here for you. Yeah, it's going to be hard because it's something new and it's something you've maybe never done before. And regardless of how much research you're going to do, you're still going to have to learn and grow and thrive through it yourself. So stop letting old nostalgia, old stories get in the way and start taking that first step into doing what makes your heart feel free, what brings your heart from a place of heartbreak into thrival. Let's keep going. And I won't be doing personal readings, but if you definitely want to hear about like a certain subject with regards to the energy, please let me know. Dakota, I'm so glad you're here. You are very welcome. 10 of Cups. I mean, look at this is powerful. Like, this is super powerful stuff. And I mean, I'm going to go back to 2020, right? Like when we think about all the things that collectively as a society, as a world, we had to endure together, what ended up happening is that we all really had this amazing chance to come into self. So many of us were changed because our world was rocked in a collective way. And although I'm not going to say that we were all in the same boat, we definitely all were on the same river. And we learned a lot about the boat that we were in and what we wanted to do. And I think the fact that the 6 of Cups and the 10 of Cups are sitting so close together in this reading, it's really telling us what is that boat, that family of origin, that home or that life that we have built for ourselves. And a lot of us seeing, ooh, I'm not living a 10 of Cups. I'm not living in a place where I feel like I can be authentically me. Not to mention all the conscious awakenings that happened during that time. But ultimately, those conscious awakenings came from a place of hearing and listening to your inner voice and saying, you know what? If there's any time when looming panny type of feelings were there, looming immortality was there, now is the time. So if you go back to that 2020 version of you, how can you pull that muster? How can you pull that strength? How can you pull that invincibility of not me, not today? What did you do to create stability in your life while also unraveling all this stuff? Spirit wants you to go back then in order to pull to now, in order to be in this place where it's like, yo, I'm not letting my heart break anymore. I didn't go through 2020, 2021 to resort back to 2019. I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to allow myself to accept less. It's 10 of cups energy, whatever that means to you, right? Whatever lion's pride means to you, and go from there. I would make, like, personally, I would make some really big delusional goals under this new moon, or intentions, or spell work, or whatever you want to say, however you want to say it. I would be completely unhinged. Why? Because if I'm on a safari and I run into a lion, I know that that animal at any time can be completely unhinged. And so I'm going to allow myself that time, space, and grace in order to create a life that I deem valuable, that I deem desirable. And that doesn't negate that we don't look around and we go, wow, I do have a really good life. I do have a lot of stability. I do have a lot of X, Y, and Z. So, how can I use this energy to tap into and expand out? Because it's not about going, ew, I don't like my life. It's going, I know that there's more for me. I know that I'm ready to up level. I know that I'm ready to really see and feel more aligned with the vision that my heart and my head has for me. So I'm going to move that way. So let's ask, I'm going to clear these up. Let's ask Spirit, what is one step we can take this Leo season in order to step out of fear and step into balanced ego in order to help us move forward? Page of Swords. It is getting very, very clear with the voices in your head. These younger versions of self, allow them to come forward, right? Younger versions of ourself, like 25 years and under, woo, we had magic. We had gumption. We just like thought things and it was like, yeah, isn't that how it's done? Right? Right? Like nothing wrong with that. And again, not hating on any 25-year-olds or under. I love the wonderment and curiosity that they have, that they hold. I wish that it was easy for me to access that. So that's what it's saying here. It's time to start accessing that younger version of self again, and the like delusion that they have, right? If I'm sitting with someone and they're dealing with financial shame, like they're like, yeah, in my 20s, I really was not financially responsible. And I'm kind of paying for that a little bit in my 30s. It's like, yeah, you were supposed to be. Like you were supposed to be financially irresponsible in your 20s, especially if you didn't have someone to teach you, or especially if your family of origin was a family of origin that came from a place that was like not overly wealthy or they didn't talk about money, right? So now that you know better, how can you kind of create that curiosity and wonder and invincibility that you kind of felt at 25 years and younger and apply it now? So Kara's like, truth. So that's what you need. So I'll give you a little, when you start to hear fear or this kind of like, yeah, but in your head, that older version of yourself in your head that's like, oh, but what about this? Be like, yeah, what about it? Like, what is one way that I can create ease around that? Because I am a capable adult now who wants to make responsible decisions, but also wants to experience magic and wonder in my life and wants to still seek adventure and wants to feel like every day is something new. And like, I love people who are like, I love my life. Like, I love every day is like the best day ever. No shame on them, but like, that ain't me. I am someone who like after a while the same routine it gets boring. So I need to shake things up a bit. I need to create something new. I need to step into or learn something new. I need to move locations. I need to, right? Like there's nothing wrong with that. In society, we're told so much, right? The Page of Swords, they're a huge wanderer. They are just playing it fast and loose all the time. They're unhinged and I love it. And it's like in society, we're told stability is like the only way you're really going to make it forward. And stability is told to us, it's like financial stability, home stability, like workplace stability, friends stability. But what if you just like started to embrace that like stability to me is actually chaos? It's actually like wandering. It's actually traveling all the time. It's actually being in multiple relationships at once. That's who I am. That's my authentic truth. Like, what if you started saying that about yourself instead of, the Page of Wands will often be shamed for their thoughts or the way that they perceive the world. Like, must be nice to be so young and free. How many of us have heard that growing up? It must be nice to have such a beautiful vision of the world. I want that. I never want to lose that. I never want to lose hope and wonder in that. So what if we started just embracing more of that for ourselves and those like older crone like versions of ourselves in our heads when we heard that like, yeah, but the stability, the investment that we've made here, what if we just were like, yeah, that's true. And like, I'm grateful for that. And like, that has created this safety and stability I need to actually go in deeper and hear where my next steps are instead of getting caught up in fear and ego and the stability of safety from the tangible and started creating stability and safety that comes from within us that says, yeah, I know myself so well that like I'll know when I need to turn around if I need to turn around, or I'll know where to lay roots when it feels good for me. So, yeah, that's one step we can take. Let's see another thing here. What's another step or what's some other advice that's coming through? Thank you. The Hierophant. Who are you leaving your decisions up to? Are you looking to a higher source, a higher power? And I don't just mean like God and spirit. Like, are you still kind of like asking permission to live your life? Because the Page of Swords doesn't. The Page of Swords is just like, it's my life. I'm going to do what I want to do. You're either going to support me or not. And it's okay if you don't. I'd like you to, but I'm going to proceed the way that I want to proceed. I hope you come along. So like it kind of goes back to that, right? Where it's like, where are you, that tower moment, where are you asking permission in your life that it's time for you to just start doing the thing? Not telling people what you're going to be doing, right? You're going to go Beyonce and be like, I'm going to tell you when I'm doing it. I'm going to tell you when I'm in the motion of it's done. It's created. I'm here. Look at what I'm doing. Instead of talking about what you want to do to death, basically asking permission as you talk about all these wild and crazy ideas that this inner maiden has for you, or this inner younger version of self has for you, using all those spoons that we talked about at the beginning of the reading, and actually not having any energy left for you to create that first step and move forward, to begin that great adventure that you're seeking at that time. And actually hearing what that great adventure is for you right now, because maybe it is something like planning a wedding. Like you're like, I want to plan the most fairy tale like wedding. And you're like telling people about it and they're like, "Oh, that's so cute. It's going to be expensive though." Right? And so you're like, "Oh yeah, it is going to be expensive. So where could I cut costs? Where could I create, my dream on a budget?" Nope. I'm not going to tell anyone about it. In fact, I'm just going to talk to the people that I need to talk to about it, that are actually going to help me create this vision, and go like, yeah, I want that fairy tale wedding for you. So tell me what we need to do. Are we DIYing this entire thing to save cost, but taking up a lot of our time? I'm here for it, babe. Let's do it. Right? It's saying like, whatever that dream is that you're wanting right now, and you can hear it in your heart as I'm talking. I know you can hear it. I know there's this thing that's you're like denying and you're pushing down and you're saying, no, it's too unhinged. No, it's too crazy. It's too out there. What are you asking? Like you're asking permission from yourself. It's time to stop asking permission from yourself. Go. Start doing the thing. All right, let's pull one more card to kind of get the energy, and then I'll pull an angel card for us. So what else does Spirit need us to know? Thank you. The Emperor. Now, although this is Aries energy, it's still fire energy, and I love it. You are daddy now. Okay. So the Emperor does not ask permission from anyone. You are daddy now. You are like, okay, this is my kingdom. I am the main character. And my main character is full of heart, it's full of gumption, and it is full of amazingly good ideas. I am going to take the idea that feels the most passionate on my heart, and I'm going to go after it. And I'm going to create it. And when I'm living in it, I'm going to celebrate it, just like I'm celebrating the stability and life I have now. And when it feels good, I'm going to go after more. Because I'm not dead. So I'm going to live. I'm going to live. I love it. I love it. I love that literally the daddy of the zodiac pops his little head out and is like, just a reminder, you are the main character. 100%. Okay. So the tarot deck that I was using was the Modern Witch tarot deck. And now I am using Kyle Gray's Keeper of Light Oracle deck to deliver us just a little angel message. Just a wee little like, hey, babe. Whoop. And again, it's falling on the floor. The Myriam. So I love it. I love when Spirit's just like, yeah, I just want you to really listen, reading. Go back, listen to it again, take notes, pause it. This is sacred vision. Choose to forgive in order to heal. See the light in all. Remember that love has no boundaries. And where is this coming from? Right in the heart. All these amazing, amazing peace lilies that are in here, these roses are here. I mean, what is Leo season other than love? Love for self. Forgive yourself for the bad decisions that you have made in your life that have made you feel stuck or trapped or whatever, shame, and say, I made the best decisions with the information and type of person that I was at that time. That person has helped craft and create me. And it is with that person that I am going to continue to travel with and continue to make the best, most informed decisions that I get to kind of course correct and align with for the rest of my life. And this person, me, I am amazing. I am loved. Most importantly, I am loved by me, and I know that my choices are great. Knowing that this love you have for yourself absolutely has no boundaries. Write down your biggest fears and then write down how you've already conquered those in your lives. I promise you, you probably already have. And when you can see that you have really made the best, most informed decisions that you could with the information that you had, moving forward and stepping into this big Leo energy is going to help you. It's going to say, oh, okay. It's going to show you that beautiful spider web of life that, like, yeah, I guess if I didn't make those poor financial decisions in my 20s, I actually wouldn't have end up meeting the friends that I have now that are my ride or dies, that are going to sit with me until 4 a.m. DIYing my most amazing fairy tale wedding or whatever that looks like for you. Or that when you're calling them saying, you know what's crazy, but I really want to do? And they're going, yes, I see that for you. Yes, I want that for you. If I didn't do that, I wouldn't have them. Or if I didn't do this, I wouldn't have this. Spirit also just said, never negate the transferable skills that we have in our lives. The things that we have done in our lives that create so much abundance when we figure out how to take that transferable skill and apply it to where we are now. Right? I worked retail for a very, very long time, like 15 years of my life. And the skills that I learned there 100% helps me in my business now. It also helped me in my career when I was working in my career for 10 years of my life. So never negate the transferable skills that you have. I merchandised a ton. So it's easy for me to curate and create beautiful, magical spaces. What is a transferable skill that you have that can help take you into the next vision that you see, help you cross this crossroads, get you unstuck from where you are, and get you living and thriving like the lion in your life? Okay, beautiful babes. That is it for me today. If you would like to connect with me personally, either for a reading or just to say hi, give me a follow on Instagram, drop into my DMs, or check out all the description box below. You'll find my emails and ways to connect with me and work with me however you see fit. Okay. Enjoy this new moon in Leo. Enjoy this portal. It is so lovely to connect with you. I'm that witch Karina here at the Witches Inn. Until next time, bye.